The problem says we have a 75 milliliter solution of hydrochloric acid with an unknown concentration is titrated to the equivalence point with a 27.3 milliliter of 1.157 molar calcium hydroxide. The question is, what was the concentration of hydrochloric acid in the original solution? The first step in order to solve this problem is to draw a picture to see what is happening in the reaction. So 75 milliliters of hydrochloric acid, and because the hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, it breaks up completely into H plus and Cl minus. And then the picture of the 27.3 milliliters of calcium hydroxide, this also breaks up because of the hydroxide ion at the end of the compound. So it breaks up into Ca plus and OH minus and OH minus. The next step in order to solve this problem is to ask what I know from the given problem. And that is, we're looking for the moles or the concentration of the hydrochloric acid solution. And the formula in order to find out the concentration is volume times concentration equals moles. And so we would need to know the volume, which we do, but we need to find out the moles of hydrochloric acid. And so to do that, we would need to convert the moles of calcium hydroxide into moles of hydrochloric acid. And to find the moles of calcium hydroxide, we take the volume of the solution, multiply it by the concentration of the solution, and you get 4.2861 moles of calcium hydroxide. And to convert that into moles of hydrochloric acid, you use the balanced chemical formula of the equation to convert from moles of calcium hydroxide to moles of hydrochloric acid. And because there is a 2 out in front of hydrochloric acid, that means that for every 1 mole of calcium hydroxide that reacts, 2 moles of hydrochloric acid will react with it. And so you get that there are 8.5722 moles of hydrochloric acid that react in the equation. Then we have what we need to set up this equation. The concentration of hydrochloric acid will be the moles of hydrochloric acid over the total volume of the original solution. And so the concentration will be the 8.5722 moles that we found using the chemical formula over 75 milliliters, because that's what the original solution gave us. And so you come out with the answer that it is 0.144 molar hydrochloric acid that reacts with this equation. Now, the most common mistake that people make is they set up the M1V1 equals M2V2 equation, and that won't get you the right answer because you didn't use the balanced chemical equation for the reaction.